Are you kidding me? Just when you thought the Golden State Warriors offseason couldn't get any more nerve-wracking, another potential lifeline, another glimmer of hope, seems to be slipping through our fingers like sand. Can we, as fans, truly endure this relentless roller coaster of uncertainty, especially when it comes to shoring up the crucial center position? It feels like we're constantly on the precipice, teetering between a championship-contending roster and a house of cards, with every new piece of news adding another layer of anxiety. My name is your name/channel name, and welcome back to the channel for an exclusive deep dive into the latest twist in the Warriors' never-ending quest for a dominant big man. For months, perhaps even years, one name has consistently echoed through the trade rumor mill: Nikola Vucevic. He was the reliable, albeit sometimes distant backup plan, the safety net. But now, with recent comments from the man himself, that safety net appears to have been pulled out from under us, at least for the foreseeable future. This isn't just a minor setback, it's a stark reminder of the fragile nature of roster construction in the NBA, especially for a team with championship aspirations and a rapidly aging core. Let's rewind for a moment. The Golden State Warriors, a franchise built on revolutionary small ball, have consistently faced questions about their interior presence. Whether it was the playoff battles where rebounding and rim protection felt like a luxury they couldn't always afford, or the regular season grind where physical bigs wore them down, the need for a legitimate center has been a recurring theme. And in those discussions, Nikola Vucevic, the skilled Montenegrin big man for the Chicago Bulls, was always a prominent name. His offensive versatility, his ability to stretch the floor, and his solid rebounding numbers made him an attractive, if not perfect, fit for a team that often thrives on spacing and intelligent passing. Remember last season, before the Warriors ultimately made the blockbuster move for Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline? Whispers were rampant. Sources close to the situation, and even some national reports, indicated that Golden State had engaged in serious negotiations, exploring a potential trade that would bring Vucevic to the Bay Area. While the Butler acquisition undeniably paid dividends, transforming the Warriors into a more dynamic and defensively stout unit, one can't help but play the what-if game. What if Vucevic had been patrolling the paint? Would those struggles on the interior, particularly during the grueling playoff matchups, have been less pronounced? Would the Warriors have had an easier time against the league's more physically imposing frontcourts? It's a question that will forever linger in the minds of the faithful. Now, fast forward to today, and Vucevic himself has thrown a wrench into any immediate trade plans. Speaking from the heart while representing his native Montenegro in the ongoing Eurobasket tournament, Vucevic made his intentions clear to Basket News. His words, delivered with a sense of loyalty and a touch of pragmatism, painted a definitive picture of his current mindset. Yes, of course. I mean, it has been good for me there. We will see. I have one more year left with them, so we will see what happens if I stay, or if something changes. But yeah, obviously, I would love to win in Chicago. Let's dissect that statement, because it's more than just a casual remark. It's a declaration that significantly alters the landscape for any team, including our Warriors, eyeing his services. While he explicitly states he'd love to win in Chicago, which speaks to his commitment, he also leaves a sliver of a door open with "we will see what happens if I stay," or if something changes. This isn't a definitive "I'm never leaving," but it's certainly not a "come get me" plea either. It's the voice of a veteran player who appreciates his current situation and wants to make the most of it rather than actively seeking a move. For the Warriors, who thrive on proactive planning and contingency strategies, this is a significant development. It essentially means that any trade for Vucevic, if it were to happen at all, would likely be initiated by the Bulls, not by Vucevic himself pushing for an exit. And the Bulls, for their part, have been equally clear about their intentions. They've publicly stated their desire to retain Vucevic, at least for the upcoming final year of his contract. Their reasoning is twofold and entirely understandable from a franchise perspective. First, they want to compete. With Vucevic as a cornerstone alongside their other key players, they believe they have a legitimate shot at a playoff spot in the Eastern Conference. Second, And perhaps more strategically, if things do go south, if injuries derail their season, or if they simply aren't performing up to expectations, Vucevic becomes a valuable trade chip at the deadline. His expiring contract and proven production would undoubtedly fetch a decent return from a contending team looking for a veteran big. This dual desire, Vucevic wanting to stay and the Bulls wanting to keep him, effectively takes him off the immediate trade market. It means that while the possibility of acquiring Vucevic isn't entirely dead, it's certainly on life support until at least the trade deadline. For the Warriors, who are navigating a precarious offseason, this delay is far from ideal. Now let's pivot to the Warriors' own center situation, because this is where Vucevic's unavailability truly stings. The good news, or at least the presumed good news, is that the Warriors are almost certainly set to sign veteran center Al Horford. This move, which has been widely reported and discussed, is contingent on the resolution of the ongoing and frankly anxiety-inducing standoff with Jonathan Kuminga. The Kuminga situation, with its whispers of dissatisfaction and potential trade demands, has cast a long shadow over an otherwise promising offseason. It's introduced an unwelcome amount of uncertainty into a team that craves stability as it chases another championship. But even with Horford seemingly on board, the Vucevic news still carries weight. Horford, at 39 years old, is a seasoned professional, a five-time All-Star, and a proven winner. His basketball IQ, passing ability, and defensive versatility are precisely what the Warriors need. However, his age is an undeniable factor. There have even been rumors circulating throughout the offseason that Horford himself considered retirement before ultimately committing to another run. While he's a remarkably durable player for his age, the unfortunate possibility of injury shortening his campaign is a very real concern. We've seen it happen before, where a veteran big man, even one as disciplined as Horford, succumbs to the rigors of an 82-game season and a deep playoff run. If Horford were to miss significant time, or if his performance were to dip due to age or injury, the Warriors would once again find themselves desperate to fill that crucial center role. And this is precisely why having a viable backup plan, a contingency like Nikola Vucevic, was so vital. The thought of once again scrambling mid-season, sifting through the limited options on the trade market or relying on unproven talent, is enough to send shivers down any Warriors fan's spine. It's a scenario we've seen play out before, and it rarely ends well. The implications of Vucevic's comments are therefore profound. A viable, high-quality backup plan has, for the time being, come off the table. This isn't just about losing out on a specific player. It's about the erosion of options, the narrowing of pathways to strengthen a critical position. The Warriors' front office, known for its strategic foresight and ability to pivot, now faces a more constrained environment. They've always prided themselves on having multiple angles, multiple contingency plans for every scenario. But with Vucevic's expressed desire to remain in Chicago and the Bulls' reciprocal commitment, that particular avenue is now blocked, at least until the trade deadline. This forces the Warriors to put all their eggs, or at least a significant portion of them, into the Al Horford basket. While Horford is an excellent player and a fantastic addition, the inherent risks associated with his age and the potential for a long, grueling season cannot be ignored. It also places an even greater emphasis on the development of their younger bigs like Tracy Jackson-Davis and the hope that they can contribute meaningfully if called upon. The margin for error has shrunk, and the pressure to get it right, to ensure the center position is adequately addressed for the entire season, has intensified dramatically. So, what does this all mean for the Golden State Warriors as they gear up for another championship chase? It means a heightened sense of urgency. It means a renewed focus on player health and load management, especially for their veteran additions. It means the front office needs to be even more vigilant, constantly scanning the league for any unforeseen opportunities that might arise. The dream of a Vucevic trade, once a comforting thought in the back of our minds, has now receded into the distant future, leaving us to grapple with the immediate realities of a challenging offseason. This isn't a time for panic, but it is a time for clear-eyed assessment. The Warriors still have a championship-caliber roster, but every piece matters, especially when you're competing in the cutthroat Western Conference. The center position, often overlooked in the era of three-point shooting, remains a foundational element of any successful team. And for now, the path to solidifying that foundation just got a little bumpier, a little less certain, and a lot more reliant on the health and performance of one very experienced but also very aged big man. What are your thoughts on this latest development, Faithful? Does Vucevic's stance make you more nervous about the Warriors' big man situation? Or do you believe Al Horford, even at 39, is enough to carry the load? I want to hear your takes, your frustrations, and your hopes for the season. Drop a comment below, and let's get a robust discussion going. And if you found this deep dive insightful, if it helped you make sense of this confusing offseason, please hit that like button. Your engagement fuels this channel and helps us bring you more exclusive content like this. Let's navigate this uncertainty together. And as always, go Warriors!